Hi, everybody. Joe Cioffi here. Weather in 5 days and 5 minutes on this Thursday, the 9th. I'm sorry, this Wednesday, the 9th of August. And we have having a nice day as temperatures are in the 80s. The dew points, they're reasonable. They're in the upper 50s and lower 60s. It's not perfect, but it's, let's call it reasonably humid. And the weather is fairly nice, sunny up and down the eastern seaboard and back through the central and southern Appalachians. Then you start to run into trouble, though, as we headed toward the middle Mississippi Valley and parts of the Missouri River Valley. There's a frontal boundary to the south with a low in Oklahoma. This is going to be our problem for tomorrow. And if you notice on the satellite loop, cluster of clouds there moving eastward into the Ohio and Tennessee Valley. A lot of lightning strikes on the southern end, which is going to be where all the severe weather is happening today. And on the radar, this is the area that's going to be moving through eastern Pennsylvania to southern New England tomorrow. We'll see how much of it holds together. I'm not thinking that we're going to see a severe weather threat, other than that there might be an isolated severe thunderstorm chance in this mix. It'll be more about the rain, and it will last for a good part of the day, which is good because some areas, even though many areas inland are not dry, there are some areas over central and eastern Long Island, for example, that are on the dry side. So this will be able to soak into the ground, and hopefully we won't have any kind of flash flood issues. Here's the severe weather risk today. Enhanced risk: southern Missouri, northern Arkansas into the western half of Tennessee, northernmost Mississippi and Alabama. The tornado risk is as high as 10% today in northern Arkansas, southern Missouri, and a fairly large area of 5% that extends eastward into Tennessee and into northern Alabama and Mississippi. So the 10% risk area pretty much covers the slight risk zone. And then we are looking at tomorrow. Now, the Storm Prediction Center has added an area of marginal risk for southeastern New England and the eastern half of Long Island, and also from southern Delaware and the southern part of the Delmarva Peninsula back through western Virginia and into Georgia and Mississippi, where it's a marginal risk, and we have a slight risk in southeast Virginia down into South Carolina. Also up into South Dakota, western Iowa, northeastern Nebraska, we've got an area of slight risk there. And the tornado risk tomorrow, 2% tornado risk in southeastern New England to eastern Long Island, and a 2% tornado risk in southeast Virginia to South Carolina. There was a confirmed tornado out on Cape Cod today from yesterday from the thunderstorms that they got. So it does occasionally happen along coastal areas. I'm not anticipating them expanding this, but I think it's probably wise to think along the lines of the idea that there could be some isolated severe thunderstorms in the mix. Flash flooding today could be a problem. Slight risk, or 15 to 40% in the Ohio and Tennessee Valley. We don't have any slight risk area, at least as of 1:40 this afternoon, in New England, down into the northern mid-Atlantic states, but there is a fairly large area of marginal risk that extends from there down the Appalachians and into northern areas of Georgia, Alabama, and Mississippi. In fact, there's a slight risk indicated in the southern Appalachians, North Georgia, eastern Tennessee, and western North Carolina. Rainfall amounts over the next 7 days: generally a half to 3/4 of an inch in eastern Pennsylvania to some southern New England, some patches of an inch and a half plus. Also up in northern New England where they don't need it, we're talking about an inch and a half to some areas as much as 2.5 inches of rain. And of course, when in these situations where we're dealing with convection, local amounts could be double. Also some heavier amounts of an inch and a half to 2.5 inches plus from western Pennsylvania across the Ohio Valley, and also from Tennessee northwestward into Missouri. So kind of busy here in the eastern part of the United States as far as rain is concerned. So as we look at the GFS model, no problems obviously for the rest of the afternoon in the east. And then tomorrow, as this system moves eastward, you can see that area of rain and thunderstorms from Pennsylvania down to Georgia tomorrow morning. The radar, so this rain spreads over the area during the morning hours. By afternoon, it's pretty much centered right over the area of eastern PA to southern New England. And then except for the coast, it's done by evening. And once that goes out, we'll have a nice Friday of sunshine and temperatures in the 80s with low humidity. The weekend is looking okay in the east for the most part. There's another front that's approaching with a couple of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening, both in the northeast and then down the Appalachians. You see them there. I'm a little more interested in the system for Monday because this looks to be another one of these vigorous systems coming out of the plains and into the Great Lakes. Kind of matches up to what just happened this past Monday, where we saw numerous showers and thunderstorms up and down the eastern seaboard. So we might be setting up for a repeat performance here come Monday. We'll talk about this and the tropics and the long range all tonight on the Joe and Joe Weather Show, and that's at 7:35 p.m. Eastern Time. So hope to see you then.